Nigga got custom. You a thought.
It was in the crib already. I just grabbed it.
Okay, yeah. That's
I
what all
got
the thought.
I
That's
got
what all
some
the
of your
thotties say.
I got some of your $60 shots downstairs too.
Keep
Should
it a
have brought
P.
that up here. Keep it a P. Pushing
Keep it a
P.
Keep it a P. I hate kids, bro. Why they bring that back? Acting like they made that up, like they cool. But we've
Put
been
P.
saying that. Yeah. And then they don't got one meaning. It got 40 meanings.
I know that's what I was. I didn't know how to. I don't know how to take it today. Like I just thought it was keep it player, keep it pimp.
But then they call you P. What's up, player? What's up,
Right.
pimp? What's up, P?
Right. But now
That's
I never
not
know
P.
these days.
That shit weak. That's what it is.
Pushing P.
Well, it's
Get your ass
pointless.
up out of here.
The
Get
P
your
thing.
ass up out of here. Oh, I ain't supposed to be cuss.
It's too late. It's too late. And right there, it's a great spot for us to introduce the podcast. Welcome to the Melanin Podcast, where we talk and give our POV as Black men and women here in the 21st century.
Now I know y'all look at the name of our show and you're like, "What's a melanist?" You know what a feminist is?
Well,
Right
I then.
then.
Well, I then.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right,
sir.
my boy, what's going on? How's your week?
Man, the week has been good, man. You know, I think we said last week, and I'm saying this week as well. Just resetting. I finally got to write some goals down after first week of resetting, and man, just ready and grateful to be in 2022. Man, nothing really crazy has happened. Well, probably has been some craziness. I don't know how to think back on just how crazy you want to get.
Yep, crazy is norm in your life. It gotta be crazy.
Right, correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, shit's crazy. Oh, there I go again. But I don't know if it's crazy for me.
Gotcha.
How about you?
Man, my week cool, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Happy birthday to Alexis. Happy birthday, Moses. Congratulations to my little cousin. He just graduated and now he's a firefighter. So salute to him. You know, I'm sorry I couldn't make it out there this weekend. You know, things got crossed. And again, happy birthday to my brother and my sister, Moses, as well as Alexis. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Moses just turned dirty 30, bro. His body down the drain, Jack.
It is over.
You don't need to understand. Hey, welcome to the club, fam. It's over with.
Good luck on those winter nights.
The next 10-year challenge you post is going to be full of sorrow. You're going to be here crying. You're going to be in tears, my boy. Crying yourself over Justin Timberlake. Cry you a river.
Bruh.
But yeah, other than that, bro,
crying.
my week good, man. Oh, I'm old, Mike.
What? Well, you is
played
old,
basketball in 2 months, right? So yesterday I go hoop. And I'm trash, right? I'm better than the people in there. But to our standard, I'm ass, bro.
Right.
So I'm winning, but not in the form of fashion that. So I'm about to quit. So I make a move. Two more people walk in. They want to go run fools, right? So we run full court. I'm gas, Mike. And then, you know, I go get the game bucket, spin move. My go-to spin move, shoulder left, right hand, boom. A nigga walk in talking about, and a nigga travel, shit. I'd have checked that shit up. Ooh, black, of course. You know, he the hater. So somebody on the court said something, so we check up. I said, all right, cool. Boop, boop, layup. I almost lost the ball, but we laid it up, still ass, right? This nigga on the sideline still talking shit. He turned me up, Mike. After there, the trainer wheels came off. It was like riding a bike.
That's all it take for you.
And that hoe getting all 15, nigga. Hey, my nigga, come over here. Come get in this deep end. But I'm ass, bro. My body hurt. I look like a victim today at work. I could barely walk.
Bruh, I know how you feel.
Somebody called me.
I know how you feel. I told you I felt when I came out on hoop with you, boy. I was slow. Like I could tell. Like I wasn't terrible, but I could just tell I hadn't been on the court. I had been recovering from an injury. It's like, man, I hooped like a month. I just felt slow.
What you hooped in? Some sixes?
Man, yeah, what's those sixes?
I don't think they was 6.
They fives?
Might have been 5. I think he
I
hooped
think
just
they was
5.
fives. But the thing is, my whole time of hooping, I had been hooping the nose and some bronze, and that had never happened. But again, I come hoop with you, the level of competition when I'm doing more cutting, the court a little bit bigger as well and wider than at the where's that at 24 Fitness. I think I was hooping at. So yeah, boy, I got to get that. Woo! The what you call it, the arch in my foot, and I ain't got no arch. That's really what
I'm
it
about
is.
to
I'm
say you
flat
ain't got
footed.
no arches.
I'm flat footed as hell. That's really what happened. Like right there where you supposed to have an arch was on fire.
Hey, you like a vegan neighborhood. Ain't got no arches.
Nothing. Ain't no.
Hey, y'all don't steal that. That's us.
And that was good. I wasn't even gonna try to follow that up.
Yeah, don't steal that. But yeah, I remember that. That's right.
Terrible. And the funny thing is, like whole warm up, I'm knocking them down.
Boy was cooking in the warm.
Boy, okay, you cooking.
I was excited too. I said, "Oh, my boy cooking."
I got in the game, boy. Like doing.
Was,
Like, oh my god.
it take one though. All it take is one.
My game. It happened late. I think it was our last game where I hesitated, old boy, and I think I was feeling it then.
Right,
I think I was just mad because I was playing trash. So once I hesitated him and got him with the lay, I was ready to hoop. My foot was gone.
I was gonna do the fillet, but he sing it so cold. I can't rock with it. I can't help but look at your Casamigo. You fat. All I can see is the Casa. Hey, that's a dope candle back there, right? That's a candle.
Oh yeah, well, that's from our sponsors.
Right,
12-13, baby. Get your son.
Yes, sir.
Look,
you over there, you keeping it P. That's P. That's P right there.
Yes, sir. We out here pushing P. They ain't lied.
Hey, Mike, you think they noticed yet? You think the people noticed? You don't think they noticed?
No,
I think we did a good job, right? They ain't even noticed.
Nope.
Hey, so all jokes aside, we want y'all, to send y'all love, prayers, and positive energy over to Michelle. She's not feeling too good today, so she wasn't with us. She gave us the okay to go ahead and record. Matter of fact, she didn't give us the okay. She told us we better get our ass up and record. That the show must continue, so we're here praying for her, checking. So if you see us looking at our phones, we just making sure that she's all right and feeling better, all right? So, again, y'all show her some love, and we hope that she's better soon for next week, all right?
Indeed. Prayers up out the shell.
Hey, so there's been some crazy stuff that's going on in the Twitter world, the Twitter universe, social media universe, period. We kind of late on this topic, but I feel like we can't let another week go by and we don't talk about my nigga Drizzy Drake, my nigga Drizzle, Drizzle Drake, Drippity Drizzle Drake, yeah. That shit crazy. So for those that don't know, you want to tell them, Mike?
That's cool. My boy I don't know if the boy was really trying to do what he said or if it was a setup, but it's amazing. All I know is that I've never seen it, never heard of this before. But my boy Drake, they went in, put the work in on an IG model. I'm sure he had her pull up on me. She pull up, he beat the cheeks.
Beat the cheeks.
Yeah, he beat the cheeks.
All right.
Right. And he finished his deal, go in the bathroom and, dispose of the condom, right? But he wraps it up, puts it in the trash, which first off, I think it was a setup because he know who he is. He put the shit in the trash, right? So he puts it in the trash as opposed to flushing it, right?
Right.
And I guess old girl comes in trying to pull a smooth one, trying to secure the bag. Should we say the big bag?
Literally.
Yes, the big bag. I mean the Birkin. She's trying to secure the Birkin bag, right? She goes in and tries to basically, get herself pregnant with the specimen in the condom, right?
Right.
Well, she's in for a surprise when, her JJ got a little bit hot and spicy.
Hot, daddy, hot.
That thing hot. So she yells out all along, my boy Drizzy had put hot sauce in the condom and claimed, well, now she has a lawsuit out, said basically trying to sue, bruh. And his claim, which I think is funny as hell. And his response is, you know, he was trying to kill the specimen. Now I should have looked it up. I don't know how effective that is. If hot sauce really kills the semen.
All right, so look, I'm all about being politically correct, right? But in this scenario and situation, what does it fucking matter? Like,
It don't.
okay, so what if I put the hot sauce in there so you burn your stupid ass pussy up for even trying to play with me like that, right? This is nigga me talk. This row right here. Shivery out the window. This row. If I did that and it goes in the trash, one, you nasty as hell and you have ulterior motives. You're bringing no positivity to me. You're only here for harm. Because why would you take something out the trash? And you stupid because you would have said the same thing. Like, this is Drake. He's flushing that, right? Why is it just laying here in the trash? Why is it red? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. But I wonder if maybe it wasn't red, or maybe he just hit it because it probably ain't take much. You know, it's the vagina. You know, we're men. I don't know how that damn thing feel, and I damn sure I don't know how I feel if ice hit it. I don't know how I feel if anything touches it. So I have no clue. You know how much hot sauce needs to be in here for it to fuck with, you know, her female parts. But I mean, if he hit that boy twice, like you said, you could see it, but knowing him, he probably, I'm telling you, it was a setup. He probably shook, you know, shook it up a little bit.
Yeah. Or the story, I don't think that, well, she's suing, so I guess it is a true story to that extent. But it just sound real fake as hell. Like there's no way that any judge in his right mind would grant this woman any form of money or whatever she asked for. I think she should be arrested. If you want to be honest,
I think
she should do some jail time. That's crazy.
She should do some jail time. She should, to me, Lee had to do at least 30 days.
Cause we can kiki and haha about the shit, but nah, that need to be something that show up when you try to go get a job. They need to pop up like, oh, okay, so what happened here? You should have to explain yourself because that's dumb shit. That's not you made a mistake. You know, kids being kids, or you got drunk one time. Like, nah, you plotted against somebody, got caught. What was that? Ludacris, like, what's this burning? Like, I'm talking about you got matches in your panties, and now you're gonna take it a step further. Like, just bow out gracefully. So since you want to push it forward, if I'm Drake, when he wins, I'm like, oh yeah, shorty gotta go to jail. Sit her down for a bit. Let's set an example for everybody else. I bet you everybody else fall in line. I'm not gonna play with him. I know other men, because this sets a terrible example. Like, now the man is responsible, which most people in his situation ain't really that responsible. He's super responsible. He does the right thing, and just to make sure, like, to see if he can even trust you, like you say, Mike, people in those situations have trust issues. Now you're proving that you can't be trusted. Like, he's even more fucked up about situations. Like, that's crazy to me. I don't understand how that's a real thing. That blew me.
Well, people's infatuation with just, I guess, just living a luxurious life is the fact that you wanted to bring a child into this world as a get out of jail free card.
Right. Not get out of jail free.
You about to get your ass in jail,
yeah,
right?
No pun intended.
But like, that was your way of getting out of whatever situation you in, whether you in a hood or whether you living okay. Like, that was your get rich quick plan, was to get pregnant by Drake. Like
you people, wasn't even creative, dog.
Ooh, like, people have mental issues, bro. Yeah. Like, that's why we got trust issues. Like, I don't think people be understanding why we truly have trust issues. Because there's like people like that out there. Like, that's some foul. There's some foul. We 10 minutes out. There's some foul shit.
I already broke it, Mike. I gotta put my little $10, $5 in there. I done cussed about 100 times already. It's always gonna be me. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's fine, bro. And you gotta think, like you said, he never really slipped. You got that one slip up, which he has a baby for, which, I mean, wasn't even a slip up. I feel like he just ain't wearing no protection in that one.
That's like, a slip up in his predicament. Like, that ain't somebody you try to spend the rest of your life with. You feel me?
Correct. But for him to go in like that, I'm assuming he must have been somebody he been kind of kicking with and he trusted to go raw dog old girl, right? But in this situation, bro, that's foul. Like, I don't.
How he get the hot sauce in the bathroom? He
That's
put
what I'm saying.
his
That's what I'm
pants
saying.
back
Had to be
on.
set up, bro. Like
Bro,
either it was already planted in there. Maybe you already had it planted in there. Like you gotta know shorty coming through. You find it
oh yeah, it's
funny.
his spot. Yeah,
Yeah, it's his spot. I don't know if they were at his crib. I don't know if it was
probably
at
like
his
in a
crib or like a
hotel or something.
hotel or something though, right?
Right.
But that's crazy, bro. Like
That's wild.
it's hilarious. I just wonder how many men go through that shit.
Bro, let me tell you something. If I'm Drake, when I got a nigga that I paid $100,000 a month, that when I take the condom off, he's standing there. You said he's standing right there. I'm dropping that hole in his head or wherever he gotta go, and he disposed of that bitch with his life.
Hey,
Like
real
real
talk
tough.
though. For $100,000 a month, you Drake can dispose of his condom in your hand.
In my hand now.
Yeah, you. Was,
No, not my
I
hand.
just heard you say like he hit me there with his hand, and that just hit me like, ugh, like
I ain't gonna lie, but there's somebody out there that'll take this off for $100,000, bro.
I
Like
bet $100
with their
grand a month
life.
is a lot of money.
Yeah, $100,000 a month. I'm sorry, not in my,
$100,000 a month just to
not my
grab the
hand.
condom.
I mean,
That's
you're a millionaire. What would your job title be?
yeah, that make you a millionaire too. I guess
Yeah,
$100,000
you're a
a month,
millionaire.
1.2 million at that
You would
point,
have to
right?
sexy up your job title when you tell people. Put
As
some words together.
executive assistant. Drake's executive assistant.
Niggas the magician. I'm Drake's personal magician. I make shit
Ghost.
disappear. Yeah.
My nigga Ghost.
That's funny, bro. That's super hilarious.
But that's fine. Hey, cups up to Drake. I'm drinking on Drake.
I'm Drake.
That was some that was P. That was very P, my boy.
Man. Is that the Casamigos still?
It is Casamigos with mineral water.
Oh, okay. He a bad bitch thought. We a bougie thought.
Hey, you feel me? I drink Tito's and water all the time. That's my shit.
Yeah. With club soda, regular water, or mineral water?
Just really regular water. I just got on the whole. I need to try with mineral water. I had it with tonic. What is it? Tonic water.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between tonic water and mineral water?
Bro.
Is it the same shit?
I don't know.
I
was hoping you was gonna speed past. I don't have an answer for you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was gonna bullshit you. I have no idea. I've never seen tonic water ever. Like I've only just seen them splash that shit. It probably don't got minerals in it. Maybe that's what it is. Just carbonated water with no minerals.
Yeah, somebody gave us the backstory on tonic.
Yeah,
but now we got our drinks. So what else up?
Man, nothing that I care about talking about. I mean, we had an outing this weekend.
We did have an outing this weekend.
Shout out to my boy Dre. You got to meet my partner Dre.
Yeah, shout out Dre.
Yeah, we had
boy Dre.
Hey, let's talk about this real quick, right? Let's talk about how when men get out, them niggas just be doing anything to stay out. We don't be wanting to go home, knowing we supposed to go home. Bro, we was failed mission after failed mission. The best part of our night was what?
The food. Oh, it was just coming out my mouth. The food.
Aha was on one. They showed out that night.
But they did. My boy actually had some food this time. I actually had a legitimate meal this time.
Right. Yeah. They owed me that one. I went crazy. Pause. I ordered all them glizzies. Them scrambled eggs and pancakes and went crazy.
My boy had every style of glizzy. I didn't know they had that many glizzies in IHOP.
I see the fact that I said it takes away from your joke, so that's why I just ran.
I know,
jumped out there before you got there. You know,
you're right. I couldn't even go on it, but I'm just. I really did know. You ordered
smokehouse sausage is what I ordered.
Oh yeah, smoke
and
something.
The regular sausage links.
I didn't even know you could go smokehouse. I didn't know.
We got smokehouse everywhere, Mike.
Didn't know. I don't go around ordering sausages.
Anyway, we went to we ended up somewhere. We went, Mike. Shout out to the AKAs. They were celebrating they Founders Day. So shout out to the K's. You know, shout out to everybody
celebrating with the founders. Legitimately.
The views of Michael Ramsey Wallace do not represent the views of the Melanist podcast. I am a part of Divine Nine, so I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And we getting older in age. That's gonna be us one day. Well, it's gonna be me for sure.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be me because I don't be showing up to them type of events. No way. Twan and them swear that I hate being a Sigma, and that ain't the case. Like I rep being a Sigma. It's just I'm me.
I wasn't gonna
Anyway,
show up to
but we went and
no
we
events.
there was some K's, and yes, they were a little older in age. So it kind of wasn't our thing. I'm not gonna throw the place out there because I don't want to shit on them. Maybe they just had a bad night, but they was irritating my soul trying having two hookahs for the entire establishment, and we had to wait on a hookah. We left there and went to Prospect. Prospect was cool, but then we seen a pack of women that was on BS. So we had to maneuver out of there because we are responsible individuals and we want no part of that. And where we try to go, we tried to make it to the Jamaican spot.
Jamaican spot, which was Jamaica, literally, I think is what it was called.
It was closed, but it was a spot next door. It was trash. It's what 2:30, 2. We got lost, so it was about 2:45. We ended up at IHOP. Not
best part of the night.
But what was the best part about it? IHOP was literally 2 minutes from the house. We should have just went to IHOP to begin with.
The whole night.
The whole shit,
got it popping.
Oh, and we was overdressed. That was the other part. Super overdressed.
I think I wore black jeans. I think I was black.
A jacket with like a blue shirt.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you, it was cold, bro.
I shouldn't have snapped, bro. We could have recycled that one.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah. Snap disappeared. I don't know how many people saw it.
I just got the Amazon. From Amazon, I ordered the flashy thing from Men in Black. So we're gonna do an episode and just flash that goofy ass real quick. And we in there. They're gonna forget all of that shit. We gotta put it back by 2 weeks.
Like that, bro. It was free. That threw me off just being that cold. Threw my whole vibe off.
I know y'all tired of BSing with us. Michelle normally keep us in line, so we're gonna try our best to stick to the topics. But hey, sorry in advance. This is my sorry for
22.
Yeah, well, I couldn't think of nothing wrong.
You had to use a year.
Yeah. It was nothing, bro. Not the date. Like I had nothing. Terrible. But anyway, back on topic. So Mike, you was trying to tell me the story, and I told you to stop telling me because it sounded so crazy that I just wanted you to save all of this for the podcast. So what was the story you were telling me about Shorty and her boyfriend?
Right. So I'm sure some people may have seen it out there. So it's this couple. They're doing an interview. I don't know if it's on some type. It had to be on some type of show. The way they're sitting across from each other on like bar stools and like how the comedy show they got it's just a white backdrop. Everything's white. They're just sitting in this all white room right on bar stools, and I guess they're talking about their relationship.
Right.
And so basically, it's a dude and his girl. And his girl has been accusing him of cheating. And the reason she's accused, she's very insecure. You can tell she's very insecure.
Right.
Whatever cause, I don't know if he's cheated before or whatever, it didn't get that deep. But I don't care what happened. This specific situation is what stood out. The fact that she had been accusing him of cheating. The reason she had been accusing him of cheating was because her best friend had told her that basically he ain't shit. He had been, cheating, and I guess she claimed she saw him, on some fuck shit, right? So they're talking about it. He's like, I promise I ain't did nothing like that. She's like, well, you did, da. She ain't want to trust him. He's like, no, I didn't. I don't know where you got your information from, but I've told you multiple times, basically, I did not do that.
Right.
So she's like, okay, well, let's get my friend on the phone. And basically, when we tell the truth and we really confident, we basically like call him up. We the first to say, call him up. Call what's her name?
Call Keisha goofy ass.
Yeah, call her dumb ass. Mm-hmm. So they get her in, she video chatting or however they got it. So she's on screen now. And his girlfriend is basically talking to her friend now, like, yeah, tell him, what you told me, da. And he like, yeah, tell me, because, whatever you said, that's some BS. Like, tell me when you saw me doing this. And they kind of talking over each other at this point. And then all of a sudden you hear the friend talking. And as she's talking, it comes out. She's like, no, that wasn't true. I just, didn't and she's talking to her friend now. She's like, I just didn't think you were right for him. Basically, she want him. She
Wow.
want her possession. Like she want this good dude you got.
First off, not possession, because we they don't own us, Mike. Okay,
Correct.
we are human beings and we have lives and we matter. Okay, so they don't own
Facts.
us. Ain't no possession.
Facts.
Okay, but yeah,
But yeah, like she won't what she got basically. And I'm just like that junk threw me off, bro. Cause it's like, bro, how many times do we? I know I've been there before, and I know a lot of us been there. We're like, yo, girl, you could have been as faithful as possible. It's already in their just in their mind, especially if they find you attractive and they feel like you're attractive to others. Like it's already out the gate. I can always tell when it's gonna start like that, though. The first thing women is saying is like, in the beginning, what's coming out of her mouth is like, you probably get all the girls, or you probably say that to everybody. It's little key little things women say to me in the beginning, that let me know that okay, she a little insecure.
right.
Now, whether you're trying to be or not, it comes off to me like you're a little insecure when you're making those type of jokes. But the more important thing for this, and why I shout it to you and Shell, it's just like you gotta be real careful. Like you be out here, like y'all be out here fumbling in the bag. Like y'all really be asking for good dudes, and when you get them, you don't know how to handle it, and you got snakes in your crew in the grass that don't got no dude, probably single, and want what you got, and they just wait for you to,
That's a fact.
to slip up. And I don't know what it is about a lot of women. I ain't gonna say all women, but I've had the experience from the looks of it, bro. You shaking your head. You've had the experience. I don't know what it is with and what we gotta do to get it through to y'all that you know your friends won't what you I mean you may not
Right.
see it or know it, but your friends be in the background peeping, not just the people in the clubs. Like you should be less worried about them but more worried about the people closest to you.
That's a fact. That is a fact. So with that being said, I've experienced this, not to the extent, but kind of what you were saying, Mike. But I'm gonna throw one else in there. The friend that overly hates, like she don't got no reason not to like you, right? She just overly hate. Always got something smart to say, give you a lot of attitude, and then had that one night, be with your girl, and your girl drunk, and she telling you, that's when it pop up, man. You don't even gotta deal with that shit. Like she always like this, or she oversharing information about your old lady. I can honestly say this ain't no bragging type shit or whatever, but out of all the relationships I've been in, it might have been one or two relationships where my partner's friend didn't try to holler at me or shoot they shot. That happens, and I know a lot of men in my friend group that have the same experiences, and they're from different parts of the world. So, like of the United States, like we weren't all we didn't all grow up together and live in the same area. We are from different parts in different regions, and we have the same experience. So it has to be some truth behind it. We always talk about what men do and how we know men are grimy. We know that. Like we don't trust our boy. We expect that one of our boys is gonna. We hope that it doesn't happen, but we kind of already know that one of our boys is gonna try to talk to one of our ladies, or be dry hating and dry snitching to our exes just to get some. You know what I'm saying? It happens. We're aware. We get it. But women, we need y'all to understand that some of y'all best friends, y'all sisters, y'all mamas, y'all cousins, co-workers that y'all cool with, doing everything with, telling all your business to, be the main ones just writing this stuff down, trying to holler.
Facts.
Yeah, these are not made up stories. Did nobody pull this out their ass? It's not fictional tales. Like this stuff happens. That's so when Mike was telling me, I was like, yeah, bro, we just gotta wait because I'm not surprised. Like I knew the story was going this way when you said I got a story. Oh, hating ass friend trying to holler. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. But she was willing to jeopardize everything. You know what I'm saying? His relationship, who he is as a man. What if that girl was crazy? What if she slashed, damaged all his property, or even went to killing this man? All over you trying to have or obtain something that is just not yours, or it's not your time or season. How you get a person is how you keep them. So you're gonna get them like that, you're gonna lose them the exact same way. So That shit crazy to me. I don't even know where'd you find the story.
That just popped up. I feel like I saw it on Facebook, but I had saw
What?
this video before. Like it's an old
Oh,
video.
this not a first time thing.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen this video. I saw this video probably early last year. It just resurfaced basically, and I felt the same when I saw it. I thought I had never seen nothing like that. Like I've known of those situations, obviously been in that scenario, but I've never seen it like hit social media in that
hard.
way.
Right.
Like, and the fact that she admitted it to her friend, like, like that's really what blew me, is the fact that she was like, yeah, I just didn't think you was good. You know, you was the right girl for him. It's like shorty plotting.
Hey, let me tell you something. Send her goofy ass to jail. I'm sending all these women to jail this week, bro. All of them going to jail. You get to the case. Orange is the new Fenty. That's what the hell gonna be.
Facts.
Yeah, you gotta go to jail. Defamation of character to Jehovah's Witness. I don't got no other charges, but whatever other charges apply, slander, conspiracy, yeah, well, all of that, impersonating a good best friend, like all of them charges, bro. She going down for life. Fuck 30 days. Spend the rest of her life in prison.
But that's why I be like, that's one thing I've grown to not budge on. You know, in my earlier years, I would, you know, argue in these situations and just kind of like move on from. But that was one of my things. Like, yo, if you can't find it in you to trust me and give me benefit of doubt, especially if I've never done anything to you, right, I don't care what your friend said. Like, you know, I'm innocent until proven guilty. Like, if I don't have a history of doing nothing crazy to you, like, you can't just, and to me, it ain't even smart just to come out the gate and attack me. Like, what? That's not even technical. Like, that ain't even smart. But just to come at me, like, I've been in that in the past, like just last year in an old relationship, or just, you know, what's funny is like, when you get older and you understand things, you play chess a little bit. And it ain't like playing game, you literally playing chess. You preparing. It's almost sad. It's like you're preparing for some bullshit. You're preparing, like, so let's say, right, yeah, in a sense, like, so in this old situation, I was, you know, dating this girl, and, you know, I have a female friend that, you know, we're real close, we're real tight. Like, yeah, we had relations in the past, and, you know, and it had some history. And then she turned more into not just that, but also just a good ass person, right? You had those type of relationships where you just find somebody that's a good ass person that you keep around. Like, right, okay, until I get married or you know, I'm with a woman that just is fully uncomfortable with that relationship, and nothing I say can really get past that. And I know I want to go the next steps with this woman. It's hard for me just to say, fuck, you know, screw this person. Because this person's never done anything to me. At this point, it's your insecurities that's make you not me want to talk to this woman. Right? And we in two different states. This person's with a whole nother person, living together. She's happy with her situation, but now it's just your insecurities. So anyways, I'm preparing a woman I talk to. Like, as soon as I, you know, it happened out the blue. What happened was I seen somebody that my ex knew in a picture with, you know, in a video or something with the girl that I knew. And it was just small world that it was in a whole other state. Who knew that these people would have crossed paths? And like, I'm like, damn, that person looked familiar. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, I think I know that dude in your video. And she like, who? I'm like, the dude. And so she FaceTimes me. Right. Like, hey, she with her friend. She with her dude. Her dude there and everything. She FaceTime me. I'm like, yeah, old boy in the back. I forget his name. So she kind of turned the phone to him. He like, what's up? I was like, what up, bro? I'm like, hey, man, I was just telling her that I think I know you. You dated such and such. He was actually the baby daddy of my my current girlfriend's sister. Oh, so I'm like, you know, he's like, oh yeah, that's my ex-wife. And I'm like, yeah, but I was like, damn, small world, bro. I was like, bro, real talk, I ain't want nothing. I was just hitting up saying I knew somebody, you look familiar, even though we ain't met, but what's up? Right. then we basically got off the phone, where they was like at a restaurant or something. So I don't think I didn't even mention it to her that night because it was like in that point we dating is really it's harmless. And in my head, you know how I think, bro. I'm just like, I never mean nothing intentional in it. At first, it's like, man, it's harmless. I didn't even think to go to her, but like the next day, it might have been 2 days. 2 days later, we're on a phone. I'm like, something in me is like, man, let me just tell her about this situation. Like I'm not even trying to hide it, but it's like, let me tell, because I don't know, I just got this feeling. So I let her know that we had reached out and the reason why. I saw,
Right.
your sister's baby daddy in one of her videos. I just thought it was a small world. And I messaged her and she hit me up, quick talk, and it was over that quick. So somehow her sister, who's has relations with the dude, they talk at some point. They constantly back and forth,
Right.
arguing because they're kind of going through a whole breakup that the sister's not happy about, and he's moved on to another chick. Da da da. So
Right.
somehow, um, my situation, I don't know, my situation come up. Something is said that brings me back into it,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever said between her sister and her sister's dude comes back to the girl I'm kicking it with. And now, which I'm glad I had already told her, I've already prepped her for this. She comes to me and she comes in the room, she's asking me questions, but when you just feel an interrogation,
Right.
and that's really what it is. It ain't like, okay, we've already had this conversation. Instead of coming in and say, hey, such just said this, I'm like, well, basically that's what he did. I'm like, well, look, I don't know what he's talking about. I told you what happened. Like, that's
Right.
what
Right.
happened. Then there's another question. Huh? Okay, yeah, no, another question. I'm like, dude, what's going on here? Like, like I feel like I'm being interrogated right now. I've told you the truth. What's the
And this
issue?
is and this is your girl coming back based off of some information that her sister had told her. Excuse me.
Right, her sister had told her based on what something that the dude had said to the sister, which
Right.
I think at the end of the day was blown out of proportion because the sister's already mad at old dude. So now somehow
Right.
when I get brought up, I don't think the sister know that I've already told her sister that we've talked. But now I'm sure because we had conversations about this person in the past, the girl that I kicked it with, and
Right.
she had already, in some ways, expressed her insecurity with the situation. But I'm an upfront dude. I'm just kind of like, this is a friend. Like, I'm not just gonna say "f you."
Right.
Maybe down the road, if we decide we really moving forward, like, but I don't just f, fuck it. I don't just say fuck my friends, female. Even if they're female, if I just start kicking it with somebody, we've been kicking it, we dating. Like, I'm not about to X off everybody
Right.
just
Right.
because we kicking it helps your insecurities. But yeah, this turned into a whole argument, bro. Let me tell you, like a whole argument where it's like I showed girl the message between me and her on IG. It's like, and I felt some type of way. You know what? We never came back from that fight, bro. Like, even though we kept kicking it, we never came back from that fight because in a way, we got into a point where we was arguing and it went further to her, calling old boy because now she want to know the truth, and I'm just like, that really ain't necessary. But you can call him, and
Right.
he, say what he's saying, shit like that, and like she expect me now at this point to check old dude. I'm like, you should have never had old boy on the phone, and he really didn't say nothing disrespectful. He didn't. He really didn't say nothing disrespectful. He just said stop calling me.
Right.
Like, no, so it's
Right.
like we get into this whole thing and like, a fight, some words get passed, and it's like it never felt the same. And I just feel like I can't trust you at that point. I can't trust you to trust me, if that makes sense.
Right. And
And
trust
that's a
is
big deal.
right. Trust is something that's very important. Like, even to go back to the topic, tie it back into the topic that we're speaking on. Like, I'm sure, buddy, and ain't no telling what age he is. I didn't see the video, but let's just say he's a younger adult. Like, ain't no telling what kind of trust issues that he has. And then that goes even more so back to our part two of heartbreak. The mental heartbreak. Uh,
Yeah, you got a
the
mental heartbreak part two.
Yeah, the mental heartbreak part two. So where we left off last week, just to give y'all a quick summary, is we kind of surface level, real surface level, scratched on some things that different types of heartbreaks that men go through, and kind of like what age and Mike was sharing. It brought up a great point that there are different aspects of it. I automatically went into this thinking about the heartbreak as with a woman, like a significant other in the dating aspect. But Mike brought up some other life altering things that happened, and it was considered not considered, but was a heartbreak that he shared with us. And we appreciate Mike digging deep and sharing some of those things. So the part two is now we're just gonna start picking each type of heartbreak, sharing it, breaking it down, and see how we can get to a full solution to that. And hopefully that these stories that we share, we're gonna be vulnerable about situations that we've been in. Doesn't offend anybody. We try our best not to say any names, but also provides people with the opportunity to have a conversation with their significant others, or for the next prepare themselves for the next relationship that they're in, to see how they may assist with breaking this cycle of men not feeling like they have a safe place to work out some of these issues that they have, or to talk about them.
Right.
Feel like we're on an
Right.
island in that aspect. So we wanted to tackle today, Mike. So let's just start with, so your first, just refresh my memory. Your first heartbreak was from loss, correct?
Yeah, after doing a little discovery and looking back into it, I feel like the things that affected me most came from, you know, losing people that are close to me to death
Right. Okay. Well, what's crazy is when you said
and
that
jail.
in jail, yeah.
Yeah.
When you said that, it forced me to actually do, some dark work, some shadow work, and figure out where, kind of some of these characteristics that I have as adults, and these traumas and issues and places that I run from as an adult came from. And when you talked about death, I didn't experience death early, but what I did experience was my Aunt Jackie moved out. So my mom had to play my dad. My pops wasn't in my life. So my mom played my dad. My Aunt Jackie lived with us for as long as I can remember. My Aunt Jackie was my that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? To the point of when, as a kid, I didn't understand, but when she got older, and things were established and she was in a better situation, she moved. And my mom, got a different job, so she moved, and we were separate. So I didn't see my Aunt Jackie as much. X, Y, and Z, boom, boom. But then, you know, I acted out things of that sort, and I didn't know how to express that. But I think that's where my first heartbreak came from. And by the time, like, I acted out so much in it that I didn't verbalize it. I wasn't able or capable of verbalizing. But by the time I kind of realized that was the issue that was going on at hand, when I went to talk about it, it wasn't like, oh, okay, I can understand that. It was like, boy, you gonna see your Aunt Jackie. That ain't no excuse. That ain't the real reason. I don't want to hear that. So all right,
Mhm.
cool. That ain't the real reason. Done talking about it, type thing. So very minute. It's not something that I feel like affected me in a crazy way, but I'm saying it started to set the tone. Like, that's the first time I can remember growing up. Like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Like,
Right.
we don't want to deal with, like, tighten up. I don't have time for that. That can't be it. You're my son, not my daughter, type thing. And my mom, God bless her heart, like, she did her best. But you
Hmm.
bringing a kid out of South Side Chicago, trying to move them to a new situation. Now I'm in a new situation in Texas, and you still trying to make sure that you keep me hard enough to survive, but soft enough to be an asset to society. So
Right.
that's a hard gauge as a single mother of three, with a daughter that has a mental illness, and then a baby. Well, my little sister wasn't here at the time, but I'm just saying it's a lot of pressure to put on her. She's gonna fall. Some shit just gonna fall through the cracks. But all of that to say, like, reflecting, and I'm gonna let you go continue your story, but it made me start putting pieces together, like stuff that I had never really thought about, bringing up stories, like full stories that happened for some reason, are locked in the back of my brain and haven't thought about them since. So I could kind of understand when you talk about death, because I didn't want to take away, I didn't want to share a death. Can't nobody can relate to your grandmother and the role she played in your life. The first death that we experienced of somebody exactly our age, we was in middle school. Anybody went to Woodlake in eighth grade, you kind of remember that. But it was an individual who remained nameless. I don't want to do that to him or his people. I don't know how they dealing. But it was a kid that was younger than us, bro. I remember like it was yesterday. He used to hang out after practice while we was waiting. We playing around. He hang out at practice. He really wanted to make the team. Not practice, excuse me. After school, he really wanted to make the team. So we work with him, you know what I'm saying? He was putting in a lot of work. Talent wise, he wasn't that talented, but he had heart for days. Where he made the team and he handled it like a G. When he came and found me and my partner, he was like, man, I made the team. Like, we were so happy. We was turned up. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, well, he dies, has a heart condition, right? Has a heart condition, and we go to show love to the funeral. Because there's been so much death in our family, like the older people in our family, I'm always made the child to speak. I was very articulate. So that was custom. So when my mom heard about the funeral, she, hey boy, you better get up there and say something, represent the family, X, Y, Z, boom, boom. But it's not the same situation, you know? So I kept telling her, no, I didn't want to do it. She was kind of like forcing me to do it. Like, you know, you don't tell no black woman no too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So I get up there and say some stuff, and everybody's congratulating me on my words and X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, that's not what we're here for. Like, I actually had a moment where I wasn't comfortable and I didn't feel well doing it. And I got pushed into it. To fast forward, you know, I'm acting out again. Like, I feel away. It's time to go to church. I don't want to go to church. I'm like, man, I don't want to be here, X, Y, Z. Long story less long, we have a fallout. And I say that to him, I'm breaking down, crying, bro. Like, you know me about tears. I'm not with the tears. I'm crying. And people are at the church are like, oh, something must be wrong. But my mama like, nah, he just didn't want to come to church, X, Y, Z type thing. Like, and again, not my mother's fault. She hasn't been put in that situation before. She don't know how to deal with that. But our real life was fucked up about a whole situation and did not have a platform to talk about it. And that was the last time that I was like, you know what? I'm not speaking on none of the shit that I go through. I'm just gonna handle it. And at that age, up until about last year, well, excuse me, about 2, 3 years ago, everything has been bottled. Now that situation set the tone for the rest of my life. You know, like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So I'm just curious as to when the things happened, when your grandmother passed and your pops got locked up, right? How did you deal with that? Did you act out in a manner? Um, did you shut down? Did you just like go laser focus in another area? Like, what was your coping mechanisms with that, and what would you have liked during that time frame?
I'll start with what I would have liked. That's the
Okay,
easier one to get to. What I would have liked was to be welcomed to express.
welcomed. Okay,
So
give
like,
me an example of that.
so welcome to express would be like, Wes, I know it has happened to you. How do you feel about that?
Okay, but what
Me
if I'm
basically
like,
ask you how you feel.
okay, so what if in your situation, if there were people around you that you wanted around, to be open to provide that safe place and open to you to ask you that question, do you think you were capable of giving them a response?
I think it would have been. Again, I've never been in therapy.
Right.
Um, but I feel like the basis of it, like I understand the purpose of therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like even if it wouldn't have happened in that conversation, it would eventually came out. Like it somebody just having that conversation with you, checking on you, really, because as an adult, you know, is there you may not have experienced that for the early age, but like you could tell how you feel
Right.
about it.
Right.
I know for my mother is her mother. I so vice versa. Like I told y'all, for me, I didn't want to express myself because I felt like I needed to be stronger than my mother, because
Right.
it's my grandmother, but it's not my mother. Which really to me didn't make a big difference because my grandmother was a huge part of my life.
Right.
You know, you gotta think I'm this who basically raised me. Well, I got a young mother. She's off at work. Grandma's watching me during the day. Like I'm spending most of my day with this lady. We live in this lady's house.
Right.
So something in me clicked of just feeling like I have to be strong for my mother. And my dad may even had those conversations of saying I need to be strong for her and stuff like that and step up and things like that. So you already coached into like, hey, you can't mourn, bro.
Was he out at the time? Was he locked
When
up?
my grandmother passed, he was out because he
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 was
he
out.
was at the funeral. Yeah,
Got you,
he was
got you,
at the
got you.
funeral.
So if I understand you correctly, so yes, the safe place, but on top of that, the consistency was one of the things that I was kind of trying to push you in that direction, not just to ask you one time. And that's why I asked that question. Like, do you think at that time you would have been ready? So you would want somebody to provide a safe place to where they were ask you, be open to hear whatever you had to say, but if you didn't respond, like just continue to check on you. Is that correct?
Right, right. Because
Okay.
basically, to sum it up, I come from with having that much family. I think you learned by now talking to me that I had a pretty close knit family. Like
Right.
I was the only kid for a while, only grandkid for a while. uh, that was close by, so I got a lot of the attention. So I'm used to having grandma and all this, and people that care.
Right.
You're the center of attention for your family. You the baby, so you're the center
Right.
of attention. So for me, I know you asked a question and it made me rebel. I think it made me rebel in a way of I was trying to find that attention again because obviously my mother's mourning, so
Hmm.
I'm not getting that attention, bro. Like I went from mom on your ass about grades, about what time you come into the house to none of that shit mattering.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Not saying that she don't give a fuck if I get good grades or not, but bro, trust me, like from freshman year, I remember freshman year, my mother, I was having to get in a bad grade. My mother came and sat in the class with me, like as a
Facts.
freshman, bro. Like I'm barely
Facts.
like that shit wasn't no joke, bro. Like literally came into my science class and sat, talked to the teacher and sat in fucking class to me being able to fuck off, me being able to, not have no accountability for not getting something done, not having this. I had an aunt that you know of,
Right.
that's here in Texas that was like, but I think by then after my grandmother passed, I was actually at her house when I got the news that my grandmother passed at her townhome
Mm.
in Detroit before she left Michigan.
Right.
Um, but and I had people like that that'll check in, but like at that point, I'm mourning for attention, bro. Like I'm really, I think in a way I didn't know how, and I also was nervous too because I'm worried about my mother. My attention on my mother. My attention ain't even talking to dad, and I got a
Mm.
relationship with my dad. It's kind of like he's there and he's not there because of going through situations of going to prison and getting out and things like that. So I've always had this this thing that okay, he'll be here for some time and then he may not be here because of
Right.
this, and that happened quite a bit. But yeah, I started to go back to in the beginning, which was the biggest part. Was like I think I rebelled on the way of seeking attention, like going from my mother being at games cheering on, you could hear her yelling in the crowd, "That's my baby" type stuff, to not being at that. Um, that all that shit affected me. It can go deeper, bro, but that's a whole another thing. But
Right.
yeah, a lot of things affected me. To your question,
But what I take, and not to dig too much into your situation, but I'm hearing certain things that I don't know if you process yet, but it's coming to life for me. Like you didn't just lose you basically lost your family to an extent. In that one passing of your grandmother, like I take it your grandmother was also like the glue of the family, correct?
oh yeah, a
Right.
lot of things
So
changed. Grandpa, from grandpa, because he used to her taking care of him
right.
and all type of things. A lot of things, change. That
Yeah, you
shifted
lost
a
you
lot.
lost you lost your grandma, and then with that you lost a piece of your mom, so that changed, and then your dad, because of the shit he had going in the streets, ended up locked up in and out of jail. So you never had a consistent family member,
Right.
that you loved and care about that was older other than your aunt, which makes a lot of sense as to y'all's relationship now, but I don't know when that relationship got to the point that it got to, but that is a lot as a child to go through, especially if you don't have the ability to have those conversations and kind of work through. You're gonna end up. It's gonna come out sooner or later. And not saying that you're a fucked up individual now,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but it's just probably some annoying things that to yourself that go on to where you just really don't even understand as to why, and you kind of working them things out, in front of God and everybody, because you're doing it on a podcast, which I respect. Same here.
Right. Right.
I don't. What would you? So when you say that now, hindsight being 2020, you're looking at your parents' shoes. You're looking at even your aunt's shoes. We know what you would say about your pops is for him not to go back to jail, so we'll leave him out. But even your friend group at that time, like what would you do and still if you had a child now, your little brother, your cousins, and younger family, what was one key that you would tell them, key factor or key idea that you would give them if they was ever ended up in your situation or your shoes?
I would say don't think you're too strong to hurt.
That's real.
Don't feel like you need to be that strong, especially when you're still a child.
Right.
Don't feel like you need to bear that type of responsibility. Like you have to hold things in and not be able to hurt because you feel like you hurting would hurt that person even more.
Right. Right. And I think one thing when it comes with kids, we always tell kids, do as I say, not as I do. But the best teaching that we can provide them is by example. If they constantly see that within you, myself, any other man out here having these uncomfortable conversations about, things that affect them emotionally and that they weren't okay mentally, but they were working on it, then kids would grow up with that knowledge and already have those practices set and doing those type of things. So I would say great answer. But to add to that, from my point of view, is leading by example. So, and which would include having those conversations.
And what was that? Well, I'm sorry. Was that the question?
No, I wasn't even a question. I was just throwing that out there on top of what you said, like
Oh, okay.
just
Okay.
to add to. Because like I said, we didn't have many representations, and many men or even women could have told us a lot of things. Just think about a lot of stuff that our parents told us. We ain't listen to that shit. But typically, things that you saw on a daily basis, things that your parents made you do on a daily basis, you picked up those habits. Like you
Mm-hmm.
saw somebody doing it. So I'm real big. Like I tell everybody all the time, I'm big on making chivalry cool. You know what I'm saying? Like disrespecting women, calling them out their names all the time, and they bitches and hoes, and niggas swinging on women and all of that goofy shit. Like I'm not with none of that. I've been a gentleman since day one, and I'm gonna show you that it's cool. It's okay to be educated. It's okay to have conversations. It's all about reading the room. You can do all of that shit. You can talk to your boys like that. Like it's cool. But let's make shit cool. So I've tried my hardest and I will continue. I will die behind making shit really cool. But let's take that same energy into mental health, into providing a safe place and men being emotionally intelligent and saying, hey, I'm going to invest, in my emotions and my feelings, and, understanding what they are and how to cope with them. Understanding that these feelings are okay. The action behind like how you act these feelings out might not be the best practice, but having these doesn't make you any less of a man, let alone a person, whatever you identify as. How do we go about that?
I would say it starts with like, and you say this to me, man. So you taught me something new with this word. I think it starts with the one like you would say shadow work. I think it starts with self discovery. I think you got to understand it to even start. I mean, you can't go anywhere without understanding. You gotta at least be able to admit one something's wrong. Well, maybe it's that. Maybe you have to be able to admit first of all that something's wrong, dude. Like
Right.
you
Step one
can't.
is acceptance.
Correct. You got to be able to accept it, bro. Like there's no way like you're going in and out of relationships or you find yourself arguing in relationships a lot and things like that, bro. Like you know you got to understand that you got some triggers there and and you just have to be able to accept that they're there and accept that there is some type of issue and something that's holding you back.
Right.
Um, and once you accept it, do the work. And that's literally what I've done. However, you got to do that. Whatever sacrifice you have to do the work, I feel like you need to do the work. Whatever sacrifice you need to do to be able to discover it, whether that's take some time away, whether that's not to date for a while, whether that's go to therapy,
Right.
whatever that travel more or spend more time on your hobby, whatever it is, whatever that is, you need to definitely do the work and figure out one, the issue, and then two, figure out what your safe spaces are or try to find those safe spaces if you don't already have that.
Right. Right.
I think one of my biggest issues is I never uh oddly enough felt like I I had that safe space. Even to have a close knit family, I still didn't. I don't know what it's weird. Maybe because I didn't have brothers. Like I know if you got siblings and stuff, you that's probably the first person you go to. I don't think you go to mom or dad. You usually probably go to your sibling. Um, or
No.
your best friend or whatever. Like I didn't feel like I had any of those super close relationships outside of my family. And then I think I started doing things that I saw my mother do. And my mother in her pain, what she did is, and even when I looked at it in her pain, she leaned on her relationship.
Right.
Right? She leaned on the person she with. So I think that taught me something almost in a bad habit in a way. Is for those time I'm in high school and I can go back to relationships that I've been in, even in the recent past or when I'm stressed or hurt, I lean into my relationship as opposed to um lean on the people that I know truly love me. Not saying that who you're dating doesn't care about you,
Right.
but it's not their job to take on that a task that they probably don't understand.
And you know what? I think it is their job. It is their job. Accountability is everything, right? Their
Mm-hmm.
job may not mean that they're your counselor, right? But they can provide an ear for you just to listen to, like a sounding board. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not a problem. It shouldn't be met with anger. It shouldn't be met with like, oh, I don't want to hear that shit. Tighten up. Like you should feel comfortable having that conversation when you want to have that conversation, even if you're doing all the talking. Now, just like when we have conversations about shit, I'll tell you, like, bro, I've gone to counseling, but I only know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not licensed. Everything that I speak about are life experiences. When it gets to that point, stop me when I'm lying, Mike. I say, well, you might want to go talk to somebody. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the answer for that, but somebody else will be able to put that in a better way for you to obtain and understand than I would. You feel me? So same thing with your partner. If you're in a situation with your partner, you're in a relationship, and you got some shit going on, and you should be comfortable enough to tell her, "Hey, I got boom, 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 boom. I feel this way. I don't really know how I feel." It could be your verbal diary. That's what they're there for. They're a form of support. Doesn't mean they always have the right answers, but you should feel supported. In that aspect, just like
Mm-hmm.
as quickly as they come and share shit with you, as a man. They run and tell you everything about their day, shit that you really don't feel is important, but the fact that they're bothered by it, you're bothered by it, right?
Right.
So I think that they have that same responsibility. And if they provide that, like I say all the time, women run the world. You ever want a man to do something, you hold out and whatever it is that they're trying to obtain from you, and you get what you want. So in the same aspect, your man not wanting to go to counseling, like, all right, my nigga, no counseling, no sex. You know what I'm saying? You think you angry now. Wait until tonight.
Good.
Hey, real talk though. Like all BS aside though, like if you love and you care about a person, you're gonna make them do what needs to be done for them to grow. And I think counseling is one of those things that you need when you grow. But we're gonna cut that right there. We got to get to checking on Michelle shortly, and she kept us to this strict schedule. I know you got some stuff to do, but yeah, I think that was a good stopping point, and we can tap back into this. We can let this breathe for a while, and we'll get back to either the next episode or the episode following that one.
Right. Right. Oh
All
yeah,
right.
we definitely got to tap in, but I definitely when we come back next week, want to get your input on how heartbreak has affected you in your relationships and you know what you've learned from those situations. Well, let's start where you struggled in the beginning, what you learned from those struggles, and something that you probably still deal with that you're still, kind of working on that all came from some type of trauma. So that's what I like to dive into next week.
I got you. I ain't gonna do no but lie. I'm just getting on the bitch and lie right now. I just like, nah, I open up and have that conversation. I claim to be an open book in a lot of situations, but when it comes to emotional, like the feeling where I might feel like I have a tear behind it, I'll be
Oh
quick to
yeah.
shy away. But we'll have that conversation. I really appreciate Mike stepping up and being the example. So I'm gonna follow suit. You know, I know that was a very serious topic. So we're gonna talk about this real quick and we'll get the hell out of here. It take about 2 minutes. So funny story. I called Mike. I said, Mike, bro, pause. But do you wipe your ass sitting down or standing up? You remember that, Mike?
Hey, talk about bringing some light back into the room. God damn it,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
funny.
Look, I look crazy in this situation. So look, y'all know me.
And this is
Anybody that
funny.
know me know I might be one of the cleanest people you ever met in your life. Take about 3 showers a day. Got every baby wipe, alcohol wipes, cologne, deodorant in my car on my person at all times. Right. I'm sitting in my training class at work, and the subject was about basically shit that people you think people know and they really don't. She was like, "Yeah, you also should know, just how many people stand up and wipe their ass." And I'm like, "Nigga, I stand up and wipe my ass. What are you talking about?"
Fuck you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Hike my leg up and everything. Get up in
All
that
that.
motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then it hit like, oh, people really do that. So, me, you gotta show me. So I go home, get on the shitter, and was like, boy, this shit is effective as hell.
What have I been doing my whole life?
Bro, I didn't know that. And that's why we had all of that to say. This is why you have conversations and you talk about certain shit. Having a safe place to talk about certain stuff will allow you not to make the same mistake over and over and over. Somebody might be able to drop some gems on you to help you from getting in some shit. Literally. You
Literally.
feel me? Right.
Literally.
So I want to share that. Hopefully that helps tie everything in. I know that shit nasty as hell, no pun intended.
My
But I
boy,
really
right.
want us to start thinking about safe places and just having conversations with just about not anybody, but just about anything. So that way it helps guide you. You might get some tips, some pointers, and it help point you in the right direction of success, right? Because that's all we want is for everybody to prosper and be successful and whatever you define success as, all right? So Mike, tell them where to reach you, my boy.
Yes, yes, yes. Again, for those that don't know, for you newbies out there, I'm your boy Michael Ramsey Wallace, aka the Mindset Champ. You can get me at the Mindset Champ on TikTok, Instagram, and even Twitter. I believe I've updated my Twitter, y'all. I'm getting back on my Twitter kick. All right, I'm getting back in line. But yeah, at the Mindset Champ, as you see below, hit me up.
All right, perfect, perfect. And we want to again give our best wishes to Shell. We pray she gets to feeling better and everything is working well. We'll let her share when she's back. But please, again, send your prayers out. Even if you want to show her some love, it's Shell's Universe on all social media. Shell's Universe, send her some hearts and some positive energy. All right.
Yeah, send her love, y'all. Please, for us, for me, and Ro, please go hit her up, go follow, send her a little get well soon message. Do all that to our Melanist followers out there.
Right,
Please
right.
do that.
Sponsor, 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 sponsor. So we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, 1213 Luxury Candle. That's that sexy ass candle in the back. Get you one
You
of those.
see?
Like, you
You
gotta keep it
see?
P. You understand?
You see
It
it,
ain't
fellas.
P. if you don't go get that luxury
Yeah, if it
12,
ain't
13,
P,
you feel
and we
me?
keep it P. You see it,
Yeah.
pressure. We keep it P. And fellas, that one was made for you. Hey,
Right,
it
right.
is a sexy luxury candle brand made and designed for men, so you could bring some masculinity into your house that smell good. Hey, I'm a guy that loves a good smelling home. I just don't like the fruity looking candles sometimes you see in Bath and Body Works. It's never really something that's just truly made that looks good on my desk or
Right.
my table. And I love candles, but our 1213 luxury crew came through and created something that us men can get down with.
That's a fact. That's a sexy ass camera. Candle. I said
A
camera.
camera,
Man,
my
fuck
boy
my
thinking,
mind.
whoa, what's going on,
Freak
boy?
bull
Tell them
here.
where they can come see
Freak
the
bull.
most chivalrous of them all.
Hey, you wanna get down with the chivalry? Follow me at I am chivalry on all platforms, man. This is where we're gonna get a bunch of positivity, some tips on how to be a chivalrous man and woman. If you dating another woman, and the life of chivalry. All right, it's crazy out here. Chivalry will never die as long as I got breath, and hopefully that continues, and I can spread that amongst our community, though. But again, we want to thank you guys so much for rocking with us for the second episode. Technically, it's the third, but we got that BS out of here. We fixed it. We're doing it all on our own now, so everything is going to be everything. All right. So hopefully, we see y'all next week. We want to thank you again. We love you guys. Hey, engagement, engagement, engagement. Thank you so much for participating in the stuff that we post. Let us know what you like to see. Let us know what you want to talk about, and holler at us, man. We're gonna talk back. You know, I if it's Grand Rising, it's probably for me.
Talk to my boy.
Hey, you say
Hey,
Grand Rising. Somebody say Grand Rising, it's me. If they love and sweetheart you to death, it's Shell. And if they say some crazy shit, that's Mike.
outrageous
All right,
stuff.
that's
You know,
crazy. That's crazy, Mike. All right.
y'all
So
get to
boom.
know us. Yeah, y'all get to know us. Send your fan mail. Your fan mail. we
Hey,
got
you
some. We
send
do
me.
got some more contests coming through for y'all too. Go,
No,
go check in. But yeah, get with us. DM us. Let us know what your favorite part of our episode is. Let us know what we can expand on. We go as far as you guys go. I mean, it
right.
makes it more interesting when you guys engage with us and let us know what you're dealing with, some questions you may have. Ladies, if you just can't get right, hey, sometimes it's you. Sometimes you just gotta admit it. It's not the man, it's me.
Right.
Like,
It's
or you just
me.
don't understand why people keep ghosting you or dating you for so long and leaving. Like, tap in with us. No judgment here. Again, our goal is to give you the POV of black men. Okay.
Right.
And we're also
Right.
looking to
Right.
bridge that gap. We want to bridge that gap between black men and black women. So we don't just come on here looking to thrash y'all or tell y'all ain't shit. We come on here telling y'all what our experiences is, a lot of times, and a lot of things, not all the time, but a lot of things being chivalry agree on. Not everything, but a lot of things we do, which is why we do this show.
Right.
And which means a lot of other men have some of these same issues as well. So we want to see your point of view. Maybe we doing something wrong too. So that's why your point of view is
Facts.
very
Holler at
important.
me. We doing something wrong. Holler at us. I mean, might bring you on the show. Hey, yeah, for any guests, if y'all ever want to come on, we'll screen you real quick. Make sure you get on here and say that crazy. But
Yeah, we
nah,
got
you want to get
screen.
on and have a conversation with us and hit us up. We open to all of that and have any type of conversation as long as it's progressive. And even if you want to come up here and scream and holler at us, as long as we get to a solution, I'm with all of that. So again, thank you. We will see y'all next week. Y'all be blessed. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.